Welcome everyone. Today we will discuss about chapter number 6 of history, that is town, traders and craft persons. During medieval period, new towns developed in different parts of the India. These towns grew into administrative centers, temple town and commercial centers. Flourishing trade and commerce led to the general prosperity of the people. Let us get familiar with the relationship among towns, traders, and craft persons. Administrative centers. Tanjore was the capital and the administrative town during the Chola rule. The town was situated near the river Kaveri. King Rajaraja Chola built Rajarajeshwara temple in this town. Its architect was Kunjara Mallan Rajaraja Perundachan, who carved his name on the temple wall. Town people praised the temple for its architecture. There is a massive Shivalinga inside the temple. Besides the temple, there are palaces with mandapas where kings hold court. The town is bustling with markets selling grain, spices, cloth, and jewelry. Water supply for the town came from wells and tanks. The Salya weavers of Tanjore and Urayur produced cloth for temple flags. Fine cottons were made for king and noble people, whereas coarse cotton was made for the masses. The sthapatis or sculptors at Swamimalai were making extremely beautiful and delicate bronze idols and ornamental bell metal lamps. Temple towns and pilgrimage centers. Temple town represent a very important pattern of urbanization, the process by which cities develop. For example, Tanjore. Rulers built temples to demonstrate their devotion to various deities. Rulers endowed temples with grants of land and money to carry out elaborate rituals, to feed pilgrims and priests, and to celebrate festivals. Temples were often central to the economy and society. Pilgrims who visited to the temples also made donations. Temple authorities used their wealth to finance trade and banking. Gradually, a large number of priests, workers, artisans, traders, etc. settled near the temple and thus temple towns grew. Towns emerged around temples such as Vidisha in Madhya Pradesh, Somnath in Gujarat, Kanchipuram and Madurai in Tamil Nadu, etc. A network of small towns. From the 8th century onwards, several small towns emerged from large villages. The towns had a mandapika or mandi, where villagers brought their produce to sell in mandi. Towns had market streets called hart, lined with shops for a specific product or service, were famous during this era. Usually, Samantas made fortified palaces in or near these towns and collected taxes for proper functioning of the town. Big and small traders. There were many big and small traders. Since traders had to pass through many kingdoms and terrains, they usually traveled in caravans and formed guilds to protect their interests. There were many such guilds formed in South India from 8th century onwards, such as Manigramam and Nanadesi. Traders such as Chettiars and Marwadi Oswal became the largest trading group. Gujarati traders traded extensively with the ports of the Red Sea, Persian Gulf, East Africa, Southeast Asia, and China. Later, the spice trade between India and rest of the world attracted European traders to India. The west coast became home to Arab, Persian, Chinese, Jewish, and Syrian Christian traders. Crafts in town. The craft persons of Bidar were very famous for their inlay work in copper and silver, which came to be known as Bidri. The Panchalas community were well known for their precious metal, mason, and carpentry work related to temples. Weavers like the Saliyar or Kaikolars were famous for their weaving work. They emerged as prosperous communities and made donations to temples. So now we have reached to an end of this video. Left out topics we will cover in the next video. Thank you.